Supercar. What is a supercar? The way I would describe it is a high-performance sports car with a lot of power and can hit 200 plus mile an hour top speeds. And when some people think about supercars, they think of Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, and Porsches, but there is a certain car manufacturer that has knocked it out of the park with a supercar. And that is Chevy. And when some people think about Chevy's sports cars, they think about the Camaro and the main car, the Corvette. And for the people wondering what Chevy's supercar is, well, we're still talking about the Corvette here. Introducing the all-new C8 Corvette Zr1, powered by a 5.5 liter flat plane crank V8 with two massive turbos, replacing the older generation's cross-plane crank V8, putting out a whopping 1,064 horsepower. And that has to be the craziest thing GM has ever done. And all that power is going only to the rear wheels and has a top speed of 233 miles an hour. And the ZR1 is optioned in two ways. One, with the Z-Tech package with the massive wing and a massive front splitter, or the ZR1 without all of that aero. People have been wondering if the C8 ZR1 is a true supercar or not. Well, we're gonna settle that today. Well, there has been a debate going on lately of whether or not the C8 ZR1 is a true supercar. Well, we are gonna find out that today, because this is the C8 Corvette ZR1, and there are a bunch of supercars going up against the ZR1 to see if this is a true supercar and if it beats the standards of a normal supercar. You're watching Supercar, Gavin, and this is the C8 Corvette ZR1 versus the world. The cars that are going to be going against the C8 ZR1 today are going to be the Tesla Model S Plaid, the Lamborghini Revuelto, an 1100 horsepower McLaren 750S, and a Porsche 992 Turbo S. Now, before the ZR1 races any of these supercars, we're going to watch it do a test run down a quarter mile and see if everything is going well with the vet. Well, surprisingly, the C8 ran a really good time, running 9.9 seconds flat at 142 miles an hour. Now that's really good for a first run. Now the first car that's going to be going up against the ZR1 is the Lamborghini Revuelto, powered by a 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12 with 3 electric motors, putting out 1,000 horsepower. Instead of rear-wheel drive, this car is all-wheel drive, and it has the same transmission as the C8, except a different gear ratio. Now I'm very curious to see what the ZR1 could do up against the Revuelto with basically the same power. So we're gonna see this race right now. Let's see who wins. Now the ZR1 kept up with the Revuelto at the beginning, and the Revuelto beat him at the end of the quarter mile, but it was a really good race, and the ZR1 kept up with the Revuelto very well, so that was a really good race. Now the next car going against the ZR1 is going to be the Tesla Model S Plaid, powered by 3 electric motors, putting out 1,020 horsepower and does 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. This is going to be a very tough race for the ZR1, but we're just gonna have to see what happens. Now with the Tesla, when you give full throttle, the power is instant. With the gas-powered cars, it takes a second for the car to get the power down. So the Tesla is probably going to beat the ZR1, but we're going to see if the ZR1 can at least keep up with this thing and see if it could get a good launch as well. Now, the ZR1 had a very good launch, but the Tesla slowly beat the ZR1 at the end. But it's very impressive how good of a launch the ZR1 had and how well it kept up with the Plaid. And that really goes to show that the ZR1 has supercar capabilities. Now, the third car going up against C8 ZR1 is going to be the fastest car running down the quarter mile with the ZR1 today. An 1100 wheel horsepower McLaren 750S. And before this car goes down the quarter mile, we are going to do a few test accelerations to make sure everything is holding up well on a 750S and make sure it's warmed up. Now, it looks like the car is warmed up, so let's see how it does for the test run down the quarter mile. Now, this is going to be a very tough race between the 750S and the ZR1. That's because of the difference in power. Now, the 750S is 1100 horsepower to the rear wheels and 1200 to the crank. And the ZR1, as we said at the beginning, has 1064. It is close power, but not as close as the 750S. But we're going to find out right now what the ZR1 can do against this. They both get off the line very well, but I bet the 750S is going to win just because of the difference in power. Well, we're going to find that out right now. Now, the C8 ZR1 beat the 750S off the line, but eventually when the boost kicked into the 750S, he flew past the ZR1 and beat it by a few car lengths. Now, that was very impressive how the C8 kept up with the 750S. That was a very close race. Now, the fourth and final car going up against the ZR1 today is going to be the Porsche 992 Turbo S, powered by a 3.8 liter twin turbo flat six, putting out 650 horsepower, and it has the same 0 to 60 time as the C8 ZR1, but the difference here is one car is all-wheel drive and the other is rear wheel. So I don't know how this race is going to be. I have a feeling that the C8 might beat this car, but let's see what it does on the test run, and then we'll see what happens between the Turbo S and the ZR1. The time has come. This is the final race of a supercar against the Corvette ZR1, and this final race is going to determine whether or not the debate has been settled. Is the C8 ZR1 a supercar? Well, let's find out right now. Now this is the one car the ZR1 beat, and that is because there is a big difference in power here, 650 horsepower and 1064, so I think that was a very good race, and the ZR1 slowly beat the Turbo S at the end. And I have to say, it's very impressive how GM made the C8 ZR1, and it's crazy to think about how far GM has come with all their generations of the Corvette, from the C1 all the way to the point where we're at today with the C8 ZR1. And I think after today, the debate has officially been settled of whether or not the C8 ZR1 is a true supercar or not. And it really is a true supercar. Well, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video between the C8 ZR1 and all of these supercars. And either way, this car kept up with all these other supercars really well. And I do got to say, 100%, the C8 Corvette ZR1 is a true supercar. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to go like, comment about what you thought of the video, and subscribe to the channel. And share this video with your friends, and if you haven't already, make sure to turn all your notifications on where you don't miss a single upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out! But it's not over yet. GM is stirring up something special for the next Corvette, and the hint is hybridization and 1250 horsepower. That's something we'll see in the near future.